Hi, everybody. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join us for this webinar. We have roughly, actually a little over 24 athletic directors and school administrators with us today from all across the country. I'm going to hit the mute button just so that we can get through the presentation and I can introduce the application without interruption. And then we'll address some questions after the presentation is over with. I did talk to some of you. This is going to be a recorded webinar so that you can forward this on to any other school administrators or booster club members that you'd like to. And we'll go ahead and get started. Up on the screen, again, let me introduce myself. My name is Tom Schumacher. There's my phone number and email address in case you'd like to contact me after the presentation with any additional questions. And I think the first thing I'd like to do first is just get a little bit of the lay of the land as far as why we developed the MySchool mobile app. Well, the MySchool mobile app was developed really to address two critical areas. The first was to provide more effective and convenient communications to the school community. And secondly, we're providing an enormous fundraising opportunity for the schools. And there's a number of different ways that I'll show you in which the MySchool mobile app will be able to raise funds for your particular school. I think it's important, too, to understand a little bit about some of the stats behind the mobile environment. There were well over 371 million mobile units sold just in the first quarter of 2011. Now, those are just the mobile phones. There are also now the iPads or the touchscreen units that are being sold. There was, I believe the number is 137 new touchpads were introduced last year. And the estimate is that we're probably going to reach the 65 million mark as far as units sold this year of those iPads and touchpad devices. Now, when you combine that, again, with that 89% of students and parents polled say that mobile phones have become their primary source of communication, it's really no wonder the explosion in this market. And obviously, there's a number of different ways in which we can take advantage of that. The most astounding stat, I think, is that 92% of mobile users have their phone with them and on 24 hours a day, and it's used more than any other technology. There's a reason behind that as well, because our mobile devices are not used just for mobile phones. We're using our mobile devices to take pictures and videos, listen to music. We're using it for e-commerce, to get our driving directions. And it's cross-generational boundaries where now everybody is using their mobile phone for a number of different applications. So the opportunity for the schools is enormous. First off, more easily communicate with students, parents, faculty, and alumni. All the different events, the schedules, team info, daily announcements, weekly news, curriculum rosters, even any of the documents that you have passed, rules and regulations, forms that need to be filled out. It's much easier to do that when you have a mobile app that allows easy access to that information. Secondly, we create a fundraising revenue stream to raise thousands for your school or for your team. We're going to talk about a number of different ways in which the mobile app can be used and exactly where does that money come from and how is that generated. You're going to be amazed at the amount of revenue you'll be able to generate from the mobile app. One of those ways is through sponsorships. I know that some enjoy working with sponsors when it comes to putting together programs or advertising. I have to tell you that there's not going to be a business that you're going to encounter that is not going to want to participate within this program because they're going to have their name, their logo, their business right at the fingertips of hundreds, if not thousands, of students, parents, teachers, boosters, and anybody within the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're going to be amazed at what this can do for them. And lastly, it's going to be customized to your school and the information that you want to provide. You see, the school is in complete control of what information they want to disseminate. So whether it be a calendar, team information, messages, rosters, event info. The nice thing about this app is that if you can write an email, if you can compose a letter using MS Word, you can create a mobile app because it uses the same tools that are found in some of those common programs. So your students would be able to manage and create this application, faculty members, boosters, a secretary. So you can have this created easily and managed easily because it's using tools that are familiar by everybody. As I mentioned, you're going to be able to choose what information to communicate. So as you see on the screen, we got 9 buttons or 9 pages in which we'll call them. And on that, you're going to see that you can use your colors, your logos, your mascots, your icons. And you can choose what information you want to have sent out to the school community. Calendars, messages, events, the curriculum, the bookstore, news, staff info. You can create this, and the nice thing about it is that you can change it at any time, and it's extremely easy, and we're going to show you how easy it is. Once you make those changes are made instantly. We even have schools that have one app for the high school and have a button that allows them to go to information to the middle school, and then another button that allows them to go to the elementary school. So this is, again, an easy way to communicate information to your school community. One of the most powerful features of the app is the fact that integrated in with this app are the features that you find with your standard mobile devices. Now, within the app and within this particular example, you see that I have a football schedule. And within the football schedule, we can just easily click on the directions. And that one-click feature will allow me to bring up the GPS device on my phone. So I don't have to go onto the computer, look and see who it is that we're playing, get the directions, print them out, and hope that I take them with them when I'm ready to leave. So these one-click applications, or these one-click features, whether it be click to get directions, click to go to the website, or click to call, or click to create an email, are things that are going to make this application very much in demand for your school community. Now, I talked a little bit about sponsors because we're familiar with the sponsored programs. So if you're developing a program for a football or a basketball tournament or game, and obviously you've seen some of the ads around the stadium and around the scoreboards. But the program and stadium ads are only seen on game day and only during the game. And you know that you have sponsors that are paying anywhere between $250 to $1,000 just to have their name seen. But the problem is that they're only seen during the game and on when the game is being played. And those programs get thrown away, and many times you can't even get an email address, let alone a phone number, from those signs out in the outfield. So mobile ads are seen every day. They're in the hands and right at the fingertips of the parents, students, teachers, and all the supporters, so you can command a greater ad revenue. And because these ads are interactive with click to call or click to GPS or click to go to the website, they're seen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So when you show sponsors the ability to have their information and the interactivity in front of this audience, you're going to be able to command a much greater revenue stream. But let's get back to the talking about the app itself, because whether you want to generate revenue with this or you want to just have the information easily available so that you can communicate better with the school community, really doesn't matter. Let's just get into and see what this application can actually do. So in this is an icon that I created. This is actually my phone, and on the desktop on my phone, I have the high school mobile app. When I click on that, the app opens up, and I have the 9 buttons that were created. And again, you're able to choose what information you want to have distributed to the school community. In this particular case, it's football season, so I want to take a look at the roster. I could be sitting in the stands. It could be before the game, after the game, or just I'm curious to see who's on the team. Now, the roster, you can put whatever information in the roster as you'd like. So if you wanted to have their picture, you can have their picture. You have their name, you have their height, weight, whatever information you want to have. Are they a junior? Any information that you want to have on the team, you're able to put out there. Whatever makes sense for you. Now, the other thing that I have on here is I also have the football schedule, as I showed you on the previous screen. So if I'm getting ready to go to a football game and want to know who we're playing, I want to know how I'm going to get there, I pull the app up, I click on the schedule, I click on the directions key, and that automatically launches the GPS on your mobile device. So as I open up the GPS on my mobile device, I'm able to get a map, be able to get directions so I can get there safe and I can get there on time. Now I also have on here a link that was created so that I can learn a little bit about the school. So I can click on the school and I can pull up their website so I can learn a little bit more about my opponent or about the community that I'm going to. So there are many different ways in which you configure your mobile app. Again, one of the ways, let's go back and talk a little bit about sponsors, because there's going to be a number of different ways in which you can generate revenue. This is one of them. We have a lot of schools are having a button just to show who their sponsors are. And again, we'll talk about what you can charge and how much revenue this can generate, and the rotation that you can use to make sure that you get maximum fundraising revenue. Within this particular example, we have the list of our sponsors. And for example, I'm going to click on the Geppetto's icon. So I have this set up right now so that when I click on the Geppetto's icon, I can get driving directions to the restaurant. I can also have this set up so when I click on the Geppetto's icon, I can go directly to their website. And there's not going to be a business around your location that isn't going to love being able to have this kind of advertising right in the palm of all the students and all the parents' hands. I can also have it so that if I want to order ahead, I can click on it and I can go ahead and make a call and order my pizza for pickup. So you decide how you want to have this set up, but you have the type of interactivity because you're incorporating the features of the phone with your MySchool mobile app. So let's go down the list here and talk about why the MySchool mobile app would be a good idea for you. First off, you communicate to students, parents, faculty, and alumni. As we showed previously, mobile devices is getting to be an explosive market, and there's really no end in sight. And people are looking for the convenience, and they're going to need that information much quicker than what they have in the past. So instead of having to sit in front of the computer and always look up the information, they're going to have it easily accessible, sitting in their pocket, sitting in the palm of their hand. You're going to be able to create a new stream of sponsorship revenue year after year. You're going to also be able to promote your team and club events. You're going to provide driving directions to those sponsors or to those events. You're going to easily create and manage the app, and it can be done by students or faculty or booster clubs because it uses your standard word processing tools. It works on any phone with a browser capability, and you can update, modify, and change that info at any time. So let's take a look at the user interface so that you understand exactly how easy the application can be managed. As you see here, I have buttons 1 through 9 that represent the 9 buttons on the face of the application. And I also have buttons so that I can set things as far as the app settings, logo manager, ad manager, and other user settings. And as I go into the application, you see that I have the tools that you're used to seeing in word processing. So you have the text and the font control, the color control, image import. You can put links to URLs or to phones or the GPS, cut and paste, copy and paste. We also provide a roster template so that it makes it easy to put those together. And all of this is managed via the web. So there's not an application that's sitting on anybody's computer, anybody with access to the internet, that you provide the user name and password. And obviously you don't want to have this spread throughout the entire school. You're going to have your select few that you're going to want to provide this. Or you're just going to have one person that you want to have manage this. The nice thing about the application is that you do get the training and support so that you can get this up and running. We're talking having your mobile app up and running within hours of the time that you get it. It includes a series of short training videos. We also include the maintenance and any upgrades. We ask you, what other types of features can we do to make this even more convenient and more powerful? You have hundreds of titles and icons to choose from. But the nice thing, and we'll show you how this works too, we're going to build 9 of those icons for you because it's really nice to have the mobile application showing your icons, showing maybe the picture of your principal, the front of your school, maybe landmarks that are around the area so that you know that your mobile app is fully customized. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. I have plugged in my phone, and in my phone I have the Touchstone High School app that's right there on my desktop. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and it's going to immediately open up into the Touchstone High School application. Now, I created the colors, I created and selected the logos that you see and the information that's in front of us. And you have complete control over the design of it and over what the content is and can change that at any time. As I mentioned then, I think what we're going to do first is let's use that one example of going to the schedule. I'm going to click on the schedule. And in here you see I have one sponsor at the top.